Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am here to finally film a video that was actually requested after I mentioned that it was my first year making an annual budget for myself and how much that annual budget opened my eyes to what income I had to work with and how much I was able to save for the whole year. So you guessed it, I'm going to be setting up my annual budget spreads, which I've made stickers for both my budget as well as the sinking funds, and I think I'm just going to be doing a 2-for-1 video right now because I don't think that I need to make a separate video for sinking funds and budget. I might just probably end up setting up these stickers prior to me talking about it, just so this video won't be too long, but we will go ahead and see. So I do have here this budget kit that says 2021 budget, and as you guys can see is pretty much the same exact layout as what I have going on here. And the main reason is because I think that everything is perfectly fine, but instead of looking at it from a monthly basis, I'm going to be thinking about this budget for the whole year. So I'm going to be setting both of these pages up in the back of my month. So I do have the plum paper monthly, which I know I've been asked time and time again to show how it is that I purchase my plum paper, because I believe that people are commenting that when they purchase a monthly planner from Plum Paper that it was different for mine. So I will make sure to film a story of some sort and save it as a highlight over on my Instagram. So make sure you go follow me on there. It is just at Romina Plans. I'm going to go ahead and go into my little notes tab here in the back of my planner, and I've honestly been so bad at putting anything behind here other than mock spreads for my pictures for my shop. So another resolution for myself would be to be a little better about using these note pages in the back of my planner and actually set up trackers, whether they be for the year or anything like that. So I'm going to be, I think I want to use this page for budget and then this page for sinking funds. Okay, so I'm quickly going to set up these sheets, and if you guys are wondering, I did go ahead and make this annual budget obviously prior to me making this video in my softbound notebook, which I've been showing in pretty much all of my January budget spreads, but I love that thing so much. So I'm going to lay down my washi here and my 2021 script, which, like I mentioned, this was my first year really budgeting annually, and it really opened my eyes so much to the amount of money that was actually coming in for me and what I could do with it. I feel like in the past I was very set out on either paying debt or saving money for moving out and all of that, but I never really knew how much I could potentially save for the year. So making this budget honestly opened my eyes, and I definitely suggest it to anybody who is either just starting or would like to see how much money they have to work with after all of their expenses on a yearly basis. So for income, of course, you guys know this, I'm going to put Romina Rosa for my shop, and I'm not, of course, going to write out how much income I'm getting from here, but I do get the same amount from my shop every single month, and that hasn't changed since I implemented that into my budget. So whatever numbers I have here have been multiplied by 12 so that I get a total income for the whole year. So the expected and actual are going to be the same for this spread, and then I'm going to write out a section for variable, those being all of my side hustles like YouTube, Patreon, affiliate links, and all of that. But for the most part, I'm only thinking about the bare minimum that I've ever made in like YouTube and Patreon. So that's kind of the way that you would like to go about this in your annual budget, is really, if let's say your income is not salary based but rather part-time, then think about the least amount of hours that you've worked in a week or in a month and multiply that by 12. And then that way you'll have how much money you have to work with for the whole year, which it's kind of crazy. I actually had set out a goal of having a 10,000 emergency fund, but after making this spread, I realized that that wasn't really possible. So this is honestly one of the main reasons why I brought it down from 10K to 5K, which seems a little bit more reasonable. So I'm now just going to lay down these stickers. and I'm going to write out all of my variable and fixed expenses. All of these categories have been categories that I've had for a long time. I know that I haven't made a budgeting 101 video, but I wanted to definitely make this video in the beginning of the year since this is when I set this budget up. So of course I have here all of my cash envelopes. So I have groceries, eating out, household, gas, allowance, beauty. I also have my phone bill after my cash envelopes, and then internet. And then I went ahead and wrote out sinking funds in here just because for some months, well, you guys will see in a second, we have sinking funds. And I do like to have a section for unbudgeted because as much as I don't budget for this on a monthly basis, I do know that there's things that just end up coming up. And so I definitely want to budget something for this category for the whole year to make sure that the number that I have at the end, that will be my potential savings, is as accurate as possible. So like I mentioned, to get to this point, I have multiplied my amount, my monthly amount by 12, and I'll go ahead and let you guys know what that equals to divided by 12. So the budgeted for the whole year for groceries for me is $3,300, which means that this is around $275 a month. Then for eating out is $1,320, which is around $110 a month. If you guys would have seen my January monthly budget, then you guys know that I actually budgeted $100. And the main reason why I wanted to make this equal to 110 after dividing by 12 is because during the holiday months, I do like to bump up my eating out category just a little bit. So just so that I have a little bit of wiggle room, that is the main reason why I made it this number. Then the same for household, it is going to be $1,500, and the same thing applies. So this is around $125 divided by 12, although I only budgeted, I believe, $100 for January towards holiday months. I do like to budget a little bit more for that, for like decorations and whatnot. Then for gas, this is $840, which is $70 a month. Allowance is $1,200, which is $100 monthly. Beauty is $3,000, which would be $250 monthly. And for my phone bill, I am budgeting $1,320, which is around $110 on a monthly basis. And I've always been under that amount, so that is the reason why I thought the 110 was the perfect number for phone bill. And then for internet, it has varied between $69.98 to $69.99. So I'm just going to be budgeting $840 to equal $70 a month. And then for sinking funds, my annual amount is going to be $9,528. And I will go more in depth as to my sinking funds in a second. And then for unbudgeted, I'm going to be budgeting $900 for the whole year, which would mean that gives me around $75 of wiggle room every single month, which I've been doing really good with my unbudgeted category. I feel like I haven't had an unbudgeted expense in quite some time, if not probably once out of like the past 8 months. So I don't foresee me ever getting to $900, but once again, you never know. So those are all of my variable expenses, and I'm just gonna skip a line there and put this here. Of course, since I am filming this in the beginning of the year, there is a possibility that this may change, or that I might end up adding another category depending on what happens in my life and what I'm going through. But for right now, and looking at it from this point on, I do think that these numbers are pretty accurate, which makes me really happy. And then for fixed expenses, we have rent, my car payment, my car insurance, renter's insurance, subscriptions, student loans, and a giving. And these are categories with amounts that have not changed, if ever. So for rent, I'm going to be putting $9,600, which would be $800 a month for rent. Car payment is $4,176 with 72 cents. Car insurance is $2,400 for the year. Renter's insurance is $129 with 96 cents. Subscriptions is $83.88. Student loans equals, these are just my minimum payments, by the way, $1,569 with 24 cents. And then giving equals to $1,800. So those are my yearly amounts for all of my fixed expenses. And I'm going to once again just skip a line there. And I think I'm quickly just going to lay down my total section. So this is going to be, so let's just, so for the totals, I normally do this on a monthly basis, but once again, this is going to be for the whole year. I'm going to put all of my income and then subtract my total variable and fixed expenses for the year. So I think I should probably add those up, huh? Let's go back. Let me just write this out. Variable and fixed expenses there. Okay. And let me make some lines as well. So after adding all of my variable expenses, I am getting a total of, okay, I'm pretty sure in the middle of the video to let you guys know that I actually got a number wrong. So I think it's because I didn't have my sinking funds number here when I added everything. So I'm going to now add it on camera. So let's go ahead and add everything up, shall we? So that we get the right number. So disregard what I end up putting at the end of the video. Okay. There you go. That looks a lot better. So my total for my variable expenses is $23,748. There we go. Perfect. Okay, now we can go back to the video. And then for fixed expenses, that is a total of $19,759 with 80 cents. So that I'm going to transfer into here. So of course I know my expected income for the year, so I'll go ahead and put it here once the video is done. But just so you guys can get an idea as to how much all of my expenses are for this year, I'm going to add both of these up. So, which is quite a bit of money. And once again, this is the main part that really opened my eyes to what my potential savings were for the year. So all in all, I am very glad that I went ahead and set up this spread, because this really helped me with choosing how much money I was going to put in each one of my categories, as well as my sinking funds. So I definitely recommend that you guys also make this spread in your budget planners so that you guys get an idea of how much money you will have at the end to work with towards saving goals or debt paying and all of that. So this is how my 2021 budget spread is going to look like for now. I will go ahead and fill in the missing blanks here once the video is done. But of course, we will just have to come back here towards the end of the year to see our actuals and how much money we actually ended up saving as to what we expected to save. So that is going to be my 2021 budget spread. And now I'm quickly going to set up my sinking funds back here. Alright, so I went ahead and set up my 2021 sinking fund spread. I have all of my sinking funds here, and for this it is a little bit different than my regular monthly sinking funds. I do have a section for, of course, your fund, the monthly amount that you're going to be stuffing the sinking funds with, and what that equals as the annual amount. And then I do have this section right here for either any due dates or notes, and I decided to make it due date / notes because a lot of these sinking funds don't have a due date, but some of them do, so I did want to go ahead and mark that on this side so that I have an idea as to when they are due or if they're fully funded or stuff like that. I also have every single one of my sinking funds here, but some of these do not get stuffed or will not get stuffed this year, so just wanted to also make that clear. I guess I'll go ahead and go through every single one of my sinking funds. So Adventures is getting around $150, and I know that for this month I actually ended up increasing this amount by $10, but that was okay. And the main reason I did that was because we're actually going to be going somewhere this month, and I know that in the next months I probably won't. So for the month of February, I might end up stuffing this with $140 so that it evens out to an average of $150, if that makes any sense. So the annual amount will be $1,800. So this is just this number times 12 for every single month. So, and then some of them don't have notes yet, but of course as I'm getting closer to them I might end up writing something, but for now that doesn't have anything. Allowance doesn't get anything. That is just a sinking fund that I have for any rollover money from my allowance cash envelope, so that's just going to get dashes. Amazon, I'm planning on stuffing this with 20 a month, so that is $240 a year. For this, I'm just going to put rollover cash. And Amazon Prime is due mid-June of this year. So then card maintenance, I'm doing $500 a month. So that would mean that I would have $600 at the end of this year. Card tags is $24 a month, which is $288 a year, and this is due December of this year. Then Christmas, I am stuffing $125 every month, which is something different that I was doing last year. I actually started stuffing, I believe, in April, but stuffing earlier in the year makes it easier for me to be able to stuff this amount than, let's say, $200 a month. So $125 each month means $1,500 by the end of the year. So this is due in December 2021, and that is actually a perfect amount for Christmas. So I'm very happy about this. Then for clothing, I do $75 a month, and that equals to $900 a year. I started doing $75, I believe, when I added this sinking fund into my budget, and I absolutely think that this amount is perfect for me for clothing and how expensive it is and all of that. So that is perfect. Then for Costco, this is for the Costco membership. This is going to be $5 a month, and that equals to $60 a year, which it will be due next January because we plan on getting it this month. So January 22. Like so. Then $50 for date night, which is $600. And then also electricity is a sinking fund because I pay for that every other month. So I like to stuff in here around $125, which is a total of $1,500 a year. And then this, I'm just going to put a note that it is due every other month. payment, we'll get $25 a month, which equals to $300 a year. Gifts will get $20 a month, which equals to $240. Medical will get $75 a month, which equals to $900. And miscellaneous will get $50, which equals to $600 a year. So the last category that I have here is Peru trip, which I'm just going to make dashes here because this is already fully funded. And I don't plan on stuffing this any longer. So now that I have everything here, I'm going to add up the monthly amount. So that would be around $794 a month. And the annual amount would be a total of $9,528, which is what I have here in my sinking fund section, the same amount. So everything matches up. And that is pretty much it for both my 2021 annual budget as well as my 2021 annual sinking funds. I really hope that you guys enjoyed coming along and setting up both my annual budget and sinking fund spreads. If you guys enjoyed, as always, please do not forget to give this video a thumbs up. I also want to mention, if I haven't mentioned it yet, that both the 2021 budget and 2021 sinking fund sticker kits are going to be available in my shop in both the January as well as the February monthly colors. I wanted to go ahead and also offer it for February because I know that a lot of us probably didn't think about making a spread like this in, let's say, December, but you're thinking about it in the month of January, so maybe you would like to set it up for February. So I do want to give you guys that option, so make sure you check out my shop. I will leave a link for it down below if you guys are interested. And I think that's pretty much all that I have to say. Thank you so much for watching this video once again. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you guys are not subscribed already. And hopefully I will get to see you guys on tomorrow's video. Bye guys.